to economic issues. We talk about all of this and more, no holds barred. And today I'm bringing you breaking news. This is what you need to know when you need to know it so that you can act on it. And it has to do with one of Nigeria's major opposition political parties, and that is the Labour Party. Now, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja today sacked Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party. Yes, Julius Abure has indeed been sacked as the chairman of the Labour Party. We know there's been a lot of leadership tussle within the party recently, but right now the Federal High Court in Abuja says Julius Abure should stop parading himself as the chairman of the Labour Party. Now, in a judgment that was delivered by Justice Peter Lifu, the High Court relied on the April 4, 2025 verdict of the Supreme Court to declare the former Minister of Finance, Senator Esther Usman, as the valid leader of the party. Now, the court ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, to henceforth recognize the Senator Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee as the only valid authority to represent the Labour Party, pending when the party convenes a national convention. Now, the former minister, who is now the caretaker committee chairman of the Labour Party, Senator Nenadi Usman, had actually launched a complaint before the court. Aside from Abure, the NLC was also cited as a defendant in the matter. Now, Justice Lifu held that evidence before him established that Abure's tenure as the national chairman of the Labour Party had since elapsed, and so he should stop parading himself as the leader or the chairman of the Labour Party. Now, while dismissing Abure's contention that the matter was an internal affair of a political party which is non-justiciable, the court held that the setting up of the Labour Party caretaker committee was a necessity that arose from the Supreme Court's order. You recall that following a leadership crisis that rocked the Labour Party, the National Executive Committee of the party resolved to remove Abure as its national chairman. To fill the leadership vacuum, the party then constituted a 29-member caretaker committee with the former finance minister Nenadi Usman as the chairman. Now, the decision was actually an outcome of an expanded stakeholders meeting of the party that was hosted in Umuahia by Governor Alex Oti of Abia State. Yes, that's indeed what happened. That it's indeed what is going on as at this moment. So that's what we'll be talking about today on Matters. So we'll be having a conversation on this topic today. In the meantime, I'll be having a conversation with Esther Nwachukwu. Of course, Esther, my colleague here on VOP. And also I'll be having a conversation with Somi Oranta, who will also be analyzing what's happening. And then after then, the phone lines will be open so that you can also contribute to the conversation. Now, of course, this will interest political pundits, political analysts, politically involved or politically exposed persons in Nigeria with what is happening in the Labour Party. Recall that Peter Obi was one of those who were involved in the setting up of the caretaker committee, right? He was one of those who was involved, but now he's no longer a member of the party. He's left the party. He's officially joined the ADC. I mean, now this is what's going on with the Labour Party. I have via the telephone Esther Nwachukwu. Esther, how are you doing today? Esther, can you hear me? All right, then I'll try to reach Esther one more time. I can't really say what's going on, but this is a very interesting conversation, and we need to have it. We just need to have it. It's a very, very, very interesting conversation. A lot is happening right now in the Nigerian political sphere. Esther, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you doing today? Good afternoon to you. Esther, can you hear me? All right, something is going on with the mic on here. So let me just reach Esther in a different way so that we can have these conversations. Very interesting times in the Nigerian political sphere right now. We are in very interesting times. But anyway, these are important conversations that we need to have with what is going on right now, what becomes of the party. Hello, Esther, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to have you here. Esther, can you hear me?
Very well. I'm waiting for you. How are you,
I'm
Choma?
very well. I'm very well. Thank you. Good to have you here, Esther. Now, the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee has been affirmed by the Federal High Court in Abuja as the rightful leadership of the Labour Party, leaving Abure out in the cold. Let's not even talk about the Araban bees and their papas of Labour Party. Before I was able to get through to you, I was talking about how Abia State Governor Alex Oti was one of those who were involved in the setting up of this caretaker committee, as well as the party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, who is no longer a member of the Labour Party. What really are your thoughts concerning the court's affirmation?
Okay, who says Peter Obi is no longer a member of the Labour Party? Did he tell you that he has left the Labour Party?
I mean, if he joins the ADC, would he be a member of two parties at the same time?
Oh, he didn't tell you that he has officially left the Labour Party. Anyway, that's not the conversation. Choma, is it not obvious since that the Supreme Court had actually resolved this matter? The Supreme Court had resolved this matter since last year. Choma, it's so unfortunate that the political elites have ridiculed the judicial sector. They've turned it to something politically diabolical, where certain persons with certain interests mutilate the efforts of the courts. It makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. So this matter has been resolved by the Supreme Court. INEC refused to do the needful. Mahmoud Yakub, before he left, deliberately delayed in them having to decide, or rather, make a decision about it. Peter Obi, Nanadi Usman, Alex Oti, they all went to the CTC copy of the Supreme Court judgment to meet INEC. Then the acting INEC chair was the one that received them. Mahmoud Yakub at the time was not around. I think he traveled somewhere to go and monitor elections somewhere, something like that. They collected the CTC and sat on it for months. Shoma, months. Abure was still parading himself as Labour Party chair, representing the interests of Labour Party in several forums. Nobody said anything, and nobody had any court injunction or whatever order that should invalidate Abure from parading himself as the Labour Party chairman. So it's almost like when the court gives judgment, it's not enforced if it is not for certain persons' interest to have more advantage. And so it continued like that. Peter Obi was still in the Labour Party then. Don't you find it convenient, Choma, that Peter Obi has left the Labour Party and then what needed to have been done is now being done? That a Supreme Court gave a judgment, it wasn't respected. They had to go back to a lower court. Choma, do you see the ridiculousness of this entire situation? I really don't want to get sentimental or emotional about this whole thing, but it's ridiculous. The system in this country has become extremely ridiculous. So you now see a situation where a lower court is now affirming what the Supreme Court has already told them to do. It was a direct statement. There was no ambiguity to it. INEC refused to recognize it, and then Julius Abure's name was still in the website as Labour Party chair, so they had to go to court. Now the court has affirmed, but Peter Obi has left, or supposedly has left, and is now in the ADC. Okay, so what exactly is the plan now? Well, let me explain my own perception of what I think is happening, right? Politics is actually quite interesting. And I see why a lot of persons believe that Tinubu is very good with street politics, Nigeria's street politics anyway. So there's going to be a different trajectory in this whole thing. And I want you to open your mind to see what is actually at play here, right? When it comes to national politics, what you see is not what is actually happening. There's always a contingency plan. So initially, there was a perception that the current party did not want an opposition. You saw the implosion that took place in the PDP, including the Labour Party, making it seem as if the agenda was to render a particular candidate partyless. You also heard talks when the supposed PDP, even before they became completely fragmented, that they were, trying to speak with that particular candidate to see if he could join them back in the party and all of that. But all of those efforts became neutralized when the party did not have any firm base. And a lot of politicians, if they cannot be assured of their certainty to get any position in government, they would leave. So as it stands now, when they thought about it and saw that, okay, the only major opposition right now is the ADC, and possibly an Atiku and Peter Obi ticket could be a very strong force, a major contender. They're now thinking about it. How do we disintegrate the support base? How do we scatter them? How do we create confusion? So in the ADC, there is supporters of Peter Obi and Atiku. They are fighting, sort of. Let me not say fighting like in literal sense, but they are arguing. It's the time of the South. Let the Southern candidates be the ones to do a primary. It's Peter Obi. The articulates are saying, who said so? Who told you it's in the Constitution? It's not in the Constitution. Whatever gentleman agreement is not in the Constitution. If you want to win Tinubu, let's do it like this. And so they're hurling insults at each other. Okay, so they see what is happening. They seem to be a little bit confused, and obviously the current party would really love that. You know, Tinubu has said that I am happy to see the disintegration. It's not my fault that you guys cannot coordinate yourselves together. So what are they now doing? The current party has realized that keeping only the ADC is now a bigger threat. Okay, so very soon, listen to this: the Turaki-led PDP committee will be validated by the courts. You know that whole thing that took place in Ibadan, the Ibadan convention, that thing will be validated. Wike may be ordered to stay aside, or maybe asked not to infringe anymore. Let the party try and have a semblance of orderliness. Let them see how they can scramble together, you know, that kind of a thing, and see how they can have a form of a face, because the elections are actually very close. Labour Party's political crisis seems to be like it's fading away, so that people that left will come back. Especially the disgruntled obedients who are not happy with Peter Obi joining the ADC. They could go back to the Labour Party and see how they can persuade and let Peter Obi come back to the Labour Party. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the plan is ADC will no longer be the only opposition anymore. Any other opposition member who was in PDP, Labour Party, SDP that wanted to coalesce and join the coalition may say, okay, since PDP seems to be okay and Labour Party is okay now, we can join these parties. There are issues with these persons in the party. You know this whole thing about how can a certain person want to work with people that they have criticized in the past. I mean, the El Rufais, the Atikus, the Amechis and all of that. These same persons were in the APC. How do you intend to work with them to resurrect the country from a party that you once belonged to? You guys brought the person in power, and now you're saying you want to wrestle power from that same person. You encourage Nigerians to vote for that person. You did all you could for that person to win. And now you're saying that you'll be their savior. How do you want us to buy their ideology? I don't know if you understand where this whole thing is coming from. So a lot of the obedience who are supposed, and when I mean obedience, not from a particular region, cut across all ethnic groups, right? They will be like, okay, you know what? Let's see how we can convince him to come back to the Labour Party. Let him run. If he loses gracefully. But the thing is, Chama, the same result of 2023 is basically what will happen in 2027. Chama, let me tell you, the APC has almost concluded their e-registration. And we are hearing that PVCs are being cloned. People are saying that they are cloning PVC. So even if you do not come to vote on that day, somebody can vote on your behalf. So it's almost like elections are won before elections, but obviously they need the people. So there are accusations, these are allegations anyways, that's the plan. They're already recloning PVCs or whatnot. So they've done an estimate of how many persons are needed in a particular polling unit and in a state ahead of the elections. So plus or minus a certain number of persons. If it is too much, which is above the accreditation, they will reduce it. It's planned. So, but the thing to learn here is this, Chama. If the ADC was serious, by now they're not supposed to be talking who should be their presidential candidate or not. A lot of people cannot financially invest in the ADC because they're not sure of where the party stands. Some people think the party's interest is for Atiku Abubakar, and that the Peter Obi is the ribbon that they want to use to float an Atiku Abubakar as a credible candidate for the ADC. Meanwhile, those who actually want Peter Obi to be represented as Obi the presidential ticket flag bearer, they are hoarding their money. It's just like business. Politics is business. If I invest, I know I'll get something in return later, but how do I invest in something that is uncertain? So a lot of them they are holding their money. So instead of them to have mobilized, come together, do what they're supposed to do, start their registration, galvanize, start your grassroots, start unconsciously putting ADC in the minds of people, because on that day, the party and the face is what people are going to vote for. This party, who does it belong to? Is it Atiku, Peter Obi, or whatever? They will just thumbprint. They may not even know the party logo. They just want to know the name of the person and the party the person belongs to, and they will thumbprint there. But they are distracted. And that's why some people think the APC will have a landslide win as of today. Because the opposition is not coordinated. Atiku had to tweet yesterday that you guys stop insulting I and Peter Obi. The reason was because if you go on social media, X particularly, that was where the fight happened. And funny thing is that the opposition, which is the APC, are the ones inducing these internal issues. Unfortunately, some people are too sentimental and emotional that they don't understand that they're being goaded, they're being used. And that's why it feels like there is dissatisfaction amongst them. Obviously, putting tribalism and the whole gentleman agreement as a basis. And so some people are like, if you people don't zone it to the south, let Tinubu continue. Who is planting that? Who is planting that? Or if Tinubu is not the one, I'd rather put my hand away or vote for Alomo Elisho. So it's important for a lot of persons to be politically conscious. And those right now who have their PVCs, you better make sure you hold your PVC very, very well, because a lot of things are happening with people's PVCs. So yes, it's a good thing for the Labour Party. I don't know how soon they will get themselves together, set up a board, because right now they have an election to take place in Abuja, and their candidates are supposed to be put up. I don't know if they have enough time for that, because I don't know, they couldn't campaign, they couldn't do anything. So I don't know if they have any leverage in Abuja right now.
Their candidates have actually been excluded from the elections, and the court has upheld that exclusion of the Labour Party candidates from the forthcoming area council elections.
But now that the court has excluded them, but you are now having a lower court confirming that the Nana Usman faction of the Labour Party are the authenticated ones being charged, then what happens? What if Nana Usman goes to court to say, let our candidates be relisted? Time is gone. So it's possible that a Labour Party may not even have any representative, because all the time that they ought to have been sorting themselves out is already gone. So just put that one out of the picture. What I'm trying to say, Chioma, is that look at the strategy already at play. So if the opposition, when I'm referring to the ADC, if they are serious, they need to put their house together, decide who will be their presidential flag bearer now. If you want it to be an Atiku and a Peter Obi or an Atiku and somebody, make it known now, so that you know those who are supporting you and those who are not supporting you. Because if you want to wait till primaries will be sometime in June. You have about 6 months before campaign will begin. So is it that time you want to start saying how you do your primaries, and then some people they are dissatisfied and they begin to leave, or support is not as it's supposed to be? And then another thing these parties need to ask themselves is, or Nigerians need to ask themselves is it about unseating Tinubu at all costs? Is it about making sure that Tinubu does not come back in 2027? Or is it about presenting a candidate that will represent the interests of everyone, that will go tough on insecurity, create an economic boom, be more decisive and precise, make attendance to people, you respond to people, you speak, you chat with your people, you speak with them, not through spokespersons. And somebody that will not use ethnicity to polarize the polity further. Who is that candidate that will do that? Remember again that religious and ethnic sentiment is a major instrument used in politics in this country. It always plays a major role. So for the Northerners, if they do not trust what the opposition is doing, they'll rather go for a Tinubu, who obviously is a Muslim, and he has only one term, so they can tolerate it. Since 2031 is their term. And whether you like it or not, Tinubu has been able to do something where he doesn't necessarily need majority of Northerners to win elections. He has locked down some certain regions. The Southwest is locked it down. The South is locked it down. You have people fighting to show support for him. It's to his advantage. It's now the North Central and the North. That's the middle belt. So some aspects of the North, he hasn't gotten it. But another thing is for those people to deliver. So he doesn't necessarily need a major percentage in the northern parts and the northern region to win elections in 2027. The FCT, he's already gotten it. The idea is to just get a little mileage in the North, not necessarily the entire North. In 2023, 68% of the vote came from thereabout, but it may not be the same thing in 2027. So, Choma, I think Nigerians need to think big. They need to be smart. They need to understand politics. And if they need to be crude, if you want to win, you have to be crude. When I mean crude, not in a violent way. Because the person you're fighting or the person you want to unseat is not a novice. That person is street smart. Street smart. And he will utilize every right. Not even to talk of the fact that he's the one that is the president. He has the resources, financial resources, state power, everything. How do you want to beat that when you're not organized, when you're not coordinated, when you're not decisive, when you're not strategic? What is the ideology of your opposition? Is your ideology to just unseat Tinubu, or your ideology is to present something better than what the APC has? Have you been able to communicate that? All the media appearances I've been hearing the opposition come and talk about is Tinubu cannot continue in 2027. Nigerians are poor. Nigeria. Okay, so what are you going to do that is different from what Tinubu currently is doing? I expect to see Atiku involve himself in media chats, having conversations, present himself, but he always has spokespersons that speak for him. So how do you expect people to be convinced about you? Peter Obi is being peddled as someone that is a regional president. It's deliberate. Oh, if Peter Obi is considered, they will bring in Biafra. That is basically the narrative they are selling to the North. If you look at what the data boys are doing, that's it. You guys, if you bring in Peter Obi, trust me, Nigeria will be divided. They will bring in Biafra. How can people who say they're not part of Nigeria want to be in the mainstream politics? Because Peter Obi is from the Southeast. Who says everybody has that kind of orientation? But if you have majority of Nigerians say, oh, some persons from a certain region say we're not part of Nigeria, how do you now want somebody from your region to be a president in a country you say that you're not part of? And that's what they're selling to the North. And the North will be like, okay, if that's the case, I'm not certain, I'm not sure. So these are the thoughts, these are the kind of things that people need to think deep about. What exactly do you want? You want Tinubu at all costs. Okay, fine. Who is the alternative? What is the thing your alternative can do better than what Tinubu is doing? How are you going to preach it? What model do you have? And there are a lot of things the opposition can use. But it feels like the opposition says, I think they like what is happening, or maybe they are in support of the government. They just want to act like they're in opposition. So maybe it's indeed a one-party state.
These are actually fears that have been in the mind of many Nigerians and political analysts.
It's not fears. It's not fears. Are you not seeing it? It's not fears now. Look at it now. Have you forgotten 2015? Do you understand opposition? APC was a major. APC made, what's his name? Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's bomb to be hot. That man could not sit down on the chair. The guy's hair went white. The man's hair went white. In 6 years, I'll be 5 years. Jonathan became confused. These guys, they didn't let him sleep. Our opposition here, they are drinking beer. I don't think they know what they are doing. All they do is to talk on social media. APC walked Jonathan's ass off. They did, like literally. What did the opposition do? They did nothing.
It's a lot of issues in the Nigerian political space right now, but let's see how all of this plays out. Charlie, as you talked about those who might want Peter Obi to come back to the Labour Party, but he's already left the Labour Party. He's a part of the ADC right now. Him coming back to the Labour Party, would that be a strategic move or just a man who's going back to what he has thrown up? Wouldn't that make him look unserious?
That's the thing. It will not be a good face. Peter Obi has always thrown the fact that, oh, I am not desperate to be president. So when you now go back to the Labour Party, what does it make you seem as? It will be that you're desperate to be president, or you're undecisive. They think that he's a very undecisive person, doesn't know how to make up his mind, he's not serious and all that. So if he does that, that is exactly what will be thrown out. And it's going to be quite confusing, because you're saying, oh, I'm not in ADC. Now you're preaching that you're in the Labour Party. How would it be like? You need national appeal. I think that's what Peter Obi is trying to do. Work with people whom you thought you may never work with. Yes, the system is bad, it's corrupt. These politicians of old is the same regurgitation. But how do you want to be part of the system if you do not kind of work with these guys? You're trying to show that I am not a regional president. I'm representing the interests of all Nigerians. When we go to buy bread, they don't ask you if you're Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, whatever. The price is the same. Even when you go to buy pepper, right? I understand that. But if he does that, it will not bode well with him. So people will say, yes, Peter Obi is getting, but the support would not be like that. And then it will discredit his personality. So I don't see Peter Obi going back to Labour Party.
All right,
the only thing I know is, I suspect is he will get support from the Nadi Usman, their committee. That is almost having other political parties say, we're throwing our hearts for the ADC. it happens like that. So you have other oppositions say, okay, you know what, we're going to galvanize for you. The party is there, but their support is for these candidates. There'll also be party stakeholders as well in the ADC. That's how it works. So that's what I propose. I suppose it may actually happen.
All right then, Esther, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wisdom. And thank you for your perspective. We'll see how this plays out as the days count up to the next general elections in Nigeria. And we'll also see the kind of choice that Nigerians will make this time around.
Very true. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, Esther, and enjoy the rest of your day. I've been speaking with Esther Nwachukwu on the court affirming the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee as the rightful leadership of the Labour Party, essentially leaving Abure out in the cold after he's been holding on for many months, despite the fact that many within and outside the Labour Party say his tenure had elapsed and he had no reason to be holding on to the reins of power. That's what we're talking about on Matters this afternoon, in case you don't know it. You are tuned into Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chema Innocent. I'm your host, and you've been listening to Esther Nwachukwu give you her own perspective on this situation. I'm now being joined by Mr. Somi Oranta to also give us his own perspectives. How are you doing today, Mr. Somi? Good afternoon to you. Hello, Somi. Can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm fine, but there may be someone who's not doing well. Julius Abure has been kicked off the curb kicked to the curb rather by the Federal High Court in Abuja that's upholding the Supreme Court judgment which says he should no longer be in charge of the Labour Party leadership, but the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee should be in charge. Now, some people think this is a strategic decision that is coming at a time when Peter Obi has left the Labour Party. What's your thoughts on what is going on right now?
Well, I think with the news, I can't say whether it's a charity news because things get to change a little bit, because this trend is also something we can think of when it was a PDP. There's a particular timing that the court or INEC will begin to recognize some people and all that. So it's not. It doesn't really speak well to the tenets of democracy for things to. Why did it happen at this time when Peter Obi has left? Why did it happen? This thing has been dragging on and on and on and on. So it gives room for suspicion. It gives room for suspicion. So I don't know what to say, whether it's a good news or not. But I think those the people they asked not to recognize and all that, the Abure faction, these are people that were acting like moles in their own party. So far so good. Let's see how it pans out. But I am just thinking of the timing, because similar thing happened in PDP too. So you begin to wonder who is actually, what is happening to Nigerian democracy.
While we're wondering all of this, we know that all the political parties should be preparing for the next general elections, right? Now, there have been talks of, now that the Caretaker Committee has been recognized, do you know it was backed by Peter Obi? Maybe some of his supporters might want him to return to the Labour Party. Would that be a good move on his part, having just left the party to be a part of the ADC?
Well, I don't know, because you see, even the man that deputized or devised to Mr. Peter Obi during the last 2023 general election, he's also very, very close to Mr. Peter Obi, His Excellency.
And he's declared his own presidential ambition under the Labour Party. That is Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed.
Who knows? He might even go in and become a placeholder for Mr. Peter Obi. So a lot of things, this is political season. Anything can happen. But it's not that, when you begin to see a certain trend repeating itself, you begin to wonder, what is happening, So anything can happen as it is. Whatever predictions we make now, just for the sake of it. But I can tell you anything can happen at any moment in time. But I think I should say it's a good news for the people who want to build Labour Party to actually build Labour Party, you know.
Talking about building the Labour Party, do you think they can still hold that formidable opposition? They can still be like that formidable opposition they were in 2023 due to the candidacy of Peter Obi again in 2027 without him being on the ballot. And he talked about that Ibaba Ahmed possibly being a placeholder for him. Would it be a good look for him at all to leave the ADC and return to the Labour Party? You know, he's cut a lot of flack for moving from Abure to the PDP to the Labour Party and now to the ADC, despite him saying he's not desperate to be president.
Well, you see, when you see a desperate situation, you have to also devise a desperate move around it. Because it seems that the powers that be are bent on, ensuring that moles are planted in different opposition parties. So they too must have to plan different ways or strategies of making sure that they remain afloat politically. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I can tell you that if without Mr. Peter Obi, Labour Party will just go back to what they used to be, like a non-existent party, like it was before the advent of Peter Obi into the party. Without him in that party, because the obedience they came about because of the policies, the principles espoused by Mr. Peter Obi. So no other person within the Nigerian political sphere today that could be compared to Mr. Peter Obi, because his records are clear. The first person to a governor to finish and leave over or about 75 billion in the coffers of the state. The first that took education from nothing, from almost zero to number one. The first person to finish without EFCC calling him to come and give account. Tell me any governor in Nigeria from 1999 till date who has been able to rule or govern his state for 2 tenures, without him being called upon, for stealing one thing or to come and give account of one money or the other. And that's a man, the people have to buy into him, the youth especially. This is a man that has a frugal perspective to life. He's not interested in acquiring this mindless acquisition. It's not part of him. So he has something that the new generation are looking up to. So if it's not there in the party is as good as non-existent.
Let's talk about the preparedness of the opposition for the 2027 general elections. Now, political analysts such as yourself have been saying that the APC, they already look like they are preparing. In Lagos State, during the local government elections last year, the APC won all seats in Lagos except one in Yaba. In Rivers State, the APC is controlling the local structure as we speak. The same in many states of the country. In fact, it's the same with many governors being a part of 31 governors in the APC. So it's just 5 governors in the opposition, right? Recently, an APC chieftain came out to claim that President Tinubu is unbeatable in 2027. In his words, Tinubu has 31 governors, he has the treasury, he will give 20K per voters and they will vote him. If they refuse to collect, there will be a glitch in the INEC server. This statement had actually sparked backlash. Many Nigerians were condemning it as an open admission of vote buying and rigging. This is what the opposition should expect in 2027. How are they preparing? Do they look prepared?
The opposition, I don't know, but a lot is still to be seen. There's so much that will happen within this period and the election period in Nigeria, whether it's going to be in November or February next year. There's still time for things to happen. But so far, the ambition of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, clashing with that of Mr. Peter Obi and all that, people must have to make compromises. There must be compromises if you want to get things done. If everybody stick to their gun, say, look, I will not agree, it must be my way or nothing else, then might as well give an inroad for the APC and President Bola Tinubu to go back, to Aso Rock Villa in 2027. But be that as it is also something that we have to look out for, because APC itself also risk implosion. An implosion could happen, because I can hear them now talking. There's an approach which I see that is also not good for them, when this approach whereby they start to change the goalposts while the game is already in place, or while the game has already begun. Before some of these governors came in, and even the legislators, they were promised that, or at least we were told that they were promised that they will get automatic tickets. But now, success has a way of getting into one's head. When they now discover that so many, about, like you said, about 31 of them, between 29 and 31 of them are now in the APC, they are now trying to change it, that it's not everybody, ensure that they will not, there's no automatic ticket for anybody and all that. These are things that could, already the red flags are flying. If they stick to that, it might give room for a sort of implosion. And even if they don't do it, there's still going to be problem, because those who are already on ground might want to go to other parties to try to express themselves. So there's a lot that could happen. Nobody should beat his chest and say, "Look, I have won already," because the game.
Not even the current president of the APC, the current president of Nigeria, who's a member of the APC, should beat his chest and say he has won in 2027. But here's the thing, Mr. Somi, we're talking about the preparedness of the opposition, right? Look at the ADC. It's literally filled with people who have presidential ambition, with each of them saying they're not ready to step down for anybody. Right? As much as Nigerians said they want maybe an Atiku Obi ticket, or Atiku should act the role of a godfather, or Peter Obi should deputize Atiku, as much as all of that conversation is going on, it is only the people within the ADC that can have a conversation amongst themselves, decide on who the strongest candidate is that they will present ahead of 2027. Someone who actually has a chance of beating the incumbent in 2027, someone who actually has national appeal and not just regional appeal, right? Atiku has a strong support base in the north, Peter Obi has a strong support base in the east. How do we marry these two support bases? How do we bring together Nigerians to agree that the APC will leave in 2027, as the ADC and other parties have been saying? With everything they've been saying, what actions have they taken to show you that they are indeed ready to fight dirty in 2027?
Well, you see, some of their strategies, I'm sure they will not bring it to the open, because they know that if they bring everything to the open, they might something might happen to it, because the opposition, the ruling party, are also watching to find out their next move. It's like a chess game, So I will not say that they have done all the best they could have done, but I also will not say that they have not done anything at all. Because I know that the two major candidates in ADC are Mr. Peter Obi and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. These two, they can sit down in one room overnight and agree on what to do, and things will move on. So I cannot rule out the fact that they can reach a compromise that will be in the interest of Nigerians and even their own party. So anything can happen. That's still my position.
While we're waiting for anything to happen, we're talking about what is going on currently. It seems that all they do is talk. If we take you back to when the APC was playing the opposition card against Jonathan, against the PDP, they seem to be more of a formidable opposition than what we have now. You remember Occupy Nigeria. You remember
Certainly.
Jonathan must go. You remember the protest against the removal of subsidy and other policies by the Jonathan administration. What is preventing the current opposition from being as feisty, from being as strong, from being as tactical, as strategic as APC was when they were in the opposition?
You see, I can't help but agree with you, because today in Nigeria, the only opposition we have is not a party, it's an individual, and that individual is Mr. Peter Obi. He is the one that has been, tackling the government on various different policies. The opposition, maybe that is not their own strategy. But I cannot rule out, men like former Senate presidents multiple times over, Mr. David Mark. I cannot rule out people like even the Atiku Abubakar himself and a lot of other big wigs in the party. But I just pray that their individual ambitions, their selfish, ambitions will not take the better of them, as against the interest of the generality of Nigerians. Because whoever wants to rule Nigeria must do so with the mindset of taking care of the situations in Nigeria. Because this country is in dire need of proper leadership. We have been wumbling and fumbling all through the years. In fact, it got to the point, of course, PDP was not very spectacular when at the point where APC took over power. The APC have not done a good job at governance too. In fact, they have done a poor job, even poorer than what PDP was giving us. So those that are planning to take over the reins of power from them must try to, show leadership. They must try to have the people, people-centric kind of approach to governance. If they do not plan that way, then we might just be left with what we have, the option we have. Like they say, the devil is better than the angel you may never know. So, but I think Nigeria needs something better. If we must be able to take our pride of place in the Committee of Civilized or Developing Nations.
Mr. Somi Uranta, thank you for joining me on Matters at this moment. But before you go, I would like to ask, what is your advice for the opposition on what they need to do? Of course, you said that they are not playing all their cards. You believe they still have an ace in the hole. But we also know that the APC is not playing all of their cards. But whatever it is, they are the ruling party. And with the power of incumbency on the side of the current president, anything may happen in 2027. What do you think the opposition needs to do better that they are not already doing to give them a fighting chance?
What I think the opposition must do, if they really want to make any impact, is to ensure that they push with all vehemence, these electoral reforms, so that we will reform the electoral system in Nigeria, ensuring that, the IREV and the, what's it called again? The IREV and the, what's the second one again? Well,
IREV, BVAS, and others.
BVAS and the IREV must be enshrined in the law, in the statute book, that those things must be used. It will not be left within the whims and caprices of INEC to use or not to use. They must ensure that if the opposition come together and insist on this thing, there is no way the government in power will not budge. They will have to obey the demands. Then, apart from that, they must also put their house in order and subsume their personal interest for the interest of the generality of Nigerians. Because if Nigerians see and really come to believe that they are working, to help the country become better, Nigerians will queue behind them. But if they keep on with this self-centered approach, people will think that they are not going to be anything better than we are already. So they should show leadership by thinking for the people, by acting beyond their self-centeredness, so that the citizens will come to understand that they are actually there to help make things better for Nigeria and Nigerians.
Thank you so much, Mr. Somi Uranta, for being a part of Matters this afternoon. I appreciate your perspective. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. You have been listening to Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're talking about the Federal High Court in Abuja affirming the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee as the rightful leadership of the Labour Party, and also telling Julius Abure to stop parading himself as the chairman of the party. It was actually Justice Peter Lifu who delivered the judgment, saying Abure's tenure as national chairman of the party has elapsed. The judge ruled that the Usman-led Caretaker Committee remains the only valid authority to act on behalf of and to represent the Labour Party, relying on the position of the Supreme Court on the party's leadership crisis. It makes you wonder, why exactly was the Supreme Court judgment being contended that it's now had to go to another court? Anyway, It's 2:30. It's time for you to be a part of the conversation right here on Matters. So in the next 30 minutes or less, I'll be taking your calls to get your thoughts on this particular situation. Are you happy about it? Are you not happy about it? What do you think this portends for the 2027 elections? What do you think this portends for the Labour Party? What do you think this means for Abure, who was seen visiting Wazina Wike the other time? Yes, so number for you to call to be a part of the program is 0803 692 9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. You can also send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. You can either send a message on WhatsApp or give me a call on WhatsApp. Please remember to turn off your radio set or turn the volume down to the lowest before you give us a call so that we can have a smooth conversation. Hello there, welcome to Matters. What's your name and location, please? Hello, can you hear me? Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon. All right, please give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. This is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Hello, welcome to Matters. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Shama. Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Yeah, my name is Majesty from Ukraine.
Welcome to the conversation. Please go ahead.
Yeah, on the beginning of this thing, on the federal court ruling, they just use it to distress P2B for him to come back to Labour Party. But he has left Labour Party and he's not coming back. He's an APC member now.
Okay.
So, but if you call back to Labour Party, they will take him as an unserious somebody, as a person, because he is from Apuga to PDP to the Labour Party. So they will take him, and this one is wandering around.
Even with the leadership crisis, he was a member of the Labour Party up until literally like the beginning of the year, right? So one can say it was the leadership crisis that pushed him out of the party. I mean, Peter Obi, you say that this affirmation by the court is a ploy to make Peter Obi come back to the party. And I'm saying it wasn't the leadership crisis that pushed him out of the party in the first place. He went to the ADC because he wanted to. Despite the leadership crisis, he had been a member of the Labour Party. He had continued to be a member of the Labour Party and only recently left. So how is it a ploy to bring him back? Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back. Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon to you.
Hello?
Please turn off your radio set.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Turn off your radio set, please.
Yeah, I'm moving from there. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name and location?
Yeah, my name is, I'm calling you from Isolo. My name is Ayoba Minawa. Calling from Isolo.
Welcome.
I like your program. This is my first time. I'm trying your number since I've never get you.
Thank you for calling. I'm happy to hear from you.
You are giving. If the Peter will go to any party, he can never enter in this country. Let him be a first to Atiku, he will enter.
Okay.
From there, he will not make arrangement. I get me.
All right.
That's the only person he can face here. He can face Tinubu. I get me. Yeah. He's the only person he can face Tinubu. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
I
can hear you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. Send a message on the WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. You can either send a message on WhatsApp or give me a call on WhatsApp. I want to hear from you. Welcome to VIP. What's your name and location, please?
Good afternoon, SM Chioma.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This is Ethan from Ikotu.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, since APC have learned to shoot without missing, I think Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi should learn to fly without passion. The only options they have with them is that they should disagree to agree. And if there will be no agreement, Obi will have no choice but returning to Labour Party. He will have no choice. Because the way it is, it's like the problem in Labour Party was kept there just for him. Now that he has left, they have solved it. So if himself and Atiku cannot learn how to fly without passion, Atiku enduring 4 years only to come in by 2033, 31, then he should return back to Labour Party. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. You can send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Chema.
How are you doing? What's your name and location, please?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's your name? What's your location?
Okay, this is Amita from Ogun State.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
Now, what I want to say is about P2B. P2B never joined ADC. P2B only leave, join the collective of ADC.
Coalition.
Not that he have leave what they call it.
The Labour Party,
which I know that, whenever he go back to ADC, PDP, Labour Party, if the agreement they made, they cannot be able to work. Obi is not a foolish person. I believe there is agreement they made before he joined that collective. So if it happens that he cannot work, he will automatically go back to Labour Party, and his followers will also follow him. So he never joined ADC. He only joined the collective, and he never leave Labour Party. That is all I want to say.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. On WhatsApp, it's 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. You can leave a message on WhatsApp, or you can also give us a call on WhatsApp. I would love to hear from you. Now, for the last caller who was saying Obi never left Labour Party, he never went to the ADC, he only went to the coalition. Obi has been a part of the coalition, even as a member of the Labour Party, right from the beginning of the coalition. Right from the beginning of the coalition. But at the beginning of this year, literally on the 1st of the year, or do we say on the 31st of last year, the rounding up of last year, Peter Obi dumped the Labour Party and officially became a member of the ADC. So it's categorically wrong to say he didn't leave the Labour Party. Welcome to Matters. What's your name and location, please?
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. My name is Usman calling from. Why is it this judgment coming now? All these things is the plan of the APC. All what APC want is let Obi name is not in the ballot. That is all what they want. They feared Obi as the devil feared Jesus Christ. All their plan is let Obi name. They didn't have any interest for any other person, only Obi. Why this judgment coming now? Now in the ADC, they are dragging it out with article. Then we find another strategy that Obi name will not be in the ballot because Obi is not coming back to Labour Party. That's the reason why they are saying, why can't he settle a matter in his house? How can he govern Nigeria? It's not in his hands to settle the matter. It's in the hand of the court, and the court have done that now in the late hour. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Welcome to Matters. How are you doing?
Hello, Choma. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is UC.
Thank you for
I'm calling from Apapa area of Lagos State.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Choma, I agreed emphatically with what your colleague Esther said. I heard all the conversation you had with him. Choma, it's so surprising and very, very shocking that the Supreme Court of the land ruled and a lower court had to review the decision of the Supreme Court and take decision today. Now the question is, why should the lower court review the decision of the Supreme Court? And why should the ruling be coming at this point in time when Obi had already done the labor for ADC? Choma, those people who are making calls that Obi should second Atiku, I don't think it is reasonable to think that way. Why did I know it's an opinion. Why did I say so? If Atiku was so popular, right, in that last election, Atiku would have won Lagos State and Abuja. These are the two most important cities in Nigeria. Atiku never won any election in Nigeria before. The last election they had with Buhari, he lost everywhere in the north. Buhari won everywhere. The only place he succeeded was in the south and in the east, the southern area of Nigeria, south, and the east. That was the only place he won election. Even his own hometown, Adamawa, he lost it. His own police.
Hello, are you there?
To the then President Muhammad Buhari. Now, Choma, can I say this? My greatest worry and concern is this. How do we beat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Now, the last election, he was not in the corridor of power and he was not in the center. Right now, he's in the center of power and actually in the corridor of power. He decides what happened in the executive, the judiciary, and also in the legislature, as you know. He makes all the appointments. He has already made the appointment again to replace INEC chair that just left. Now, the problem is, how do we beat him? Seeing his desperation, his alacrity, and everything he could put to win the election. How do we beat him? Because I see that's almost impossible. But Brother Ahmed is not afraid of anybody. That's my concern. I don't know how we're going to manage to defeat this man in the pool. They are saying it will be second article. It will be as if he's afraid. He will not grab fear and start to make missteps and lose the election. It's not going to work that way.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your call. Let's hear from others, okay? 0803-692-9933. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, where your voice matters. So we want to hear from you. Give us a call, 0803-692-9933. On WhatsApp, it's 0817-175-6338.
Hello?
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 Hello, what's your name and location? Please turn off your radio set.
Hello?
I can hear you. What's your name and location? Hello? Please, you have to give me a call back, all right? 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. Hello, welcome to Matters. How are you doing? Please turn off your radio set. Welcome to the conversation.
If I'm to say, for her, the plan, on my own understanding, is that it was a plan game for them not to solve to settle the matter that was in Labour Party. It was an intentional something when you look at it. Because since, yes, Obi has been pushing, telling them that, look, your time has expired. Leave, you are no longer the chairman. But INEC refused to do what? To make a pronunciation on that, which they left in the court. It seems like the APC is afraid of Obi alone. So they want to use it to stabilize him. So at the end of the day now he has left for them. Immediately the court now declares that leave, you are no longer the chairman. That is a game plan. Again, if I'm to say, on the side of Atiku and the P2D, like I said before, Atiku, if he wishes, he can be a godfather to Peter Obi, because looking at the way things are going, to beat Tinubu is not an easy thing now. So they need someone who Nigerians do what need. But looking at it, even Atiku, he knows that yes, in numbers that P2D has numbers, and Nigeria truly needs him, not because of his money, but because of his personality. So if Atiku really has Nigeria in heart, which I did not say he did not. I know, yes, he has Nigeria in his heart. But it's just for one or two people to convince him that do this is the right thing. So be a godfather and stand, do what? Give Obi the flying ticket and stand and do what? Stand as a godfather, say, my son must win. Then it will be easy for them to collect this thing from Tinubu. But saying for them to be dragging, it won't be easy. That's all I have to say.
All right,
thank you for
your call.
Thank
you for your call. Appreciate it. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Give us a call. We want to hear from you. You can send a message on WhatsApp or give us a call on WhatsApp. The number is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Cho.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm okay. And you?
I'm great. Good to hear from you. What's your name?
Yeah, that's Mr. Peter from Missoula.
Good to have you here, Mr. Peter. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. However, it's a charity news that has got the passion that belongs to P2B has gotten the mandate. But that notwithstanding, it should not distract you. Let P2B continue what he's taking, his strategy, So keep that one aside. That one cannot distract. No matter the intention of that ruling, they just PW should not be distracted by that. Let PW continue strategizing on what is strategizing. That's the way I want it, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. We're listening to your perspective and your opinions right here on Matters. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're actually having a conversation about the Federal High Court in Abuja affirming the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee as the rightful leadership of the Labour Party against Julius Abure. He's been told to stop touting himself as the chairman of the party. He's been told to just anything that has to do with the leadership of the party, he should step aside and allow the Nenadi Usman Caretaker Committee take over. And I'm asking your thoughts on this particular development. Hello? Hello? Welcome to Matters. Hello? Hello, are you there? Welcome to Matters. How you doing? Hello, can you hear me? All right, give me a call back. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Leave your messages on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Madam Choma.
Good to have you here. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Bright. I'm calling from Alomosho.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
I want to talk about OP and Article. See, let Article stand for OP. Article alone cannot do it. OB too cannot do it alone. Let Article stand for OB because OB is the people that the whole Nigeria are looking for. Let Article stand for him as a father and support him to go. It's only 4 years. Then if Atiku want to take over, he can take over then.
All right then. Thank you for your call.
Tinubu will continue. Okay. That's what I want to say. Thank
you for your call. Appreciate it. Hello?
Hello?
How are you doing?
Choma?
Good afternoon. Yes, that's me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Charles. I'm calling from Barcelona.
Good to have you
I just
here.
wanted to contribute to your program.
Go ahead, please.
Let me tell you something. In this issue of Atiku and Obi issue, I'm asking Nigerians if they will reason and think for a while. From what we are going through now in Nigeria, based on this Fulani issue and the kidnapping issue, they still want to let the presidency go to the north again. Yeah?
All right, it seems as that's all you have to say. Here's a response to that. Every Nigerian has the right to contest for presidency, okay? And this whole to the south, to the north, is not in the Nigerian constitution. It really isn't. It's, as people like to call it, a gentleman's agreement. It really isn't. So anyone from any region can contest, and if they win, good for them. Hello, welcome to Matters.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Honorable Ogumel Frank.
Where are you calling us from, sir?
I'm calling from Okoko area.
Good to have you here. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, my sister. Please, what I want to say about Peter B. Peter B is not a child. He knows what is good for him. So all this talking on the radio, talking about Peter B, following the article, or following going back to Labour Party. All these ones we are just talking as a child. Peter B is an Igbo man. You know what to do earlier before now. So let Abure or whatever in Labour Party, let them look for somebody to become flag bearer in Labour Party. What are we talking about? That's what I have to say this afternoon, please.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. All right, let me take some WhatsApp messages and then see if we can return and take a few calls before we go because of our time. Good afternoon. I'm VP Ambassador Okay, that's not what we're talking about today. My name is Onye Chege Choma. You want the opposition to organize protests like the ruling party in the past, Abi, so that police and army will shoot at them as well. Be if he defects against the Labour Party, I don't think is abnormal. For me, his defection to any party is for the good of Nigerians. I think at this moment they should focus more on how to unseat this present government. Good afternoon, Choma. Me and my family, anywhere Mr. Obi go, will follow him. Eddie Murphy from Abure. This is Nigeria. Nigeria and the politicians are not for masses. They are there for themselves. People are being kidnapped. No political parties have said anything. People are being killed. None of them is saying anything. In fact, I don't like talking about it. Michael from Aswani. This is Nigeria where anything goes. I'm not surprised about the judgment. Nigeria is a place where politicians decide what happens to the masses. Abure can now become presidential candidate of Labour Party since the game is over. Michael from Aswani. Good afternoon, Chama Innocent. Let's stop disturbing ourselves because of Obi and Atiku. They are game players. Both of them know what they are doing. Seriously. They don't want the public to know what's going on in their party. We should stop disturbing ourselves. As for Labour Party, I don't think Obi will go back. I don't think so with my own experience. Progress from Isolo. Chama, let Obi go and join another clean party that has no court baggages. Let him go and contest there and divide the vote for Atiku so Tinubu will win again, thereby passing a strong message to the northern oligarchy. If you cannot see me as an Igbo man worthy of ruling Nigeria, I'll make it the Northerners know that you yourself cannot do it alone. Let Obi not go back to Labour Party. It's a trap. Let him do it alone and have his integrity intact for him. Let the destiny and future of Nigeria will forever be good on his name, even after his lifetime. He has what people in power can never have and can never be. Agonwa from Amuwo or Dauphin. All right, let's take some calls and then we'll call it a day. Hello?
Bluetooth mode.
Hello, Chioma.
How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Hello, Chioma.
Hello, I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right. AB speaking from Ekpe.
Good to have you here, AB. Go ahead, please.
See, Abure, I don't understand. When Obi needed him in 2023, they gave him the party. But when they have issue, you now say you did not know all those people that the Arab, that man and others. You scattered the party.
Who scattered the party?
It's not good. I see. Let me tell you something. Jagaban has been preparing for this politics 30 years ago. You can't come. They can't beat him. Are you getting me? The people that are supporting Obi, what they used to say, they will say. He leave money. He do. What did he do on ground in Anambra State as governor? Nothing. We are campaigning on he left money. He said I don't understand. Compared to somebody that did massive infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, Eco Atlantic City,
all right.
All those things in Lagos.
AB, can you hear me?
And even now the refinery, Dangote refinery,
hello, AB, can you hear me?
That is bringing petrol price down.
AB, are you listening to me, AB?
I told you 2 days ago.
AB, are you listening to me?
What? You said what?
We are talking about the Labour Party situation, right? And the court affirming Abure. So you've left that you're talking about something else.
Like I said, Abure opened the door for Obi.
Okay.
The spirit of goodwill will be with Abure. If we conduct the convention and other party executive will come. Namadi Usman is working with the governor of Abia State and Obi that is no more there now to destroy the work of Abure. It will not work.
But the court has said that his tenure elapsed and he refused to go.
Strategies, they cannot beat him. It's not possible. He has been doing this politics over 20 years.
Thank you for your call.
He supported Jonathan. Jonathan entered. He said no, Jonathan 2015. Jonathan did not enter. He supported Buhari. Buhari entered.
AB, you are bent on saying what you want to say, and I've heard it, right? But we need to focus on what we are talking about. Thank you for your call so that we can give other people time. You understand? In order to save us time and effort, let's focus on the crux of the conversation. It's not yet time for you to campaign for your preferred candidate. Hello? Please turn off your radio set. Hello? Hello? Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my sister. I'm very happy that I got you on call.
Good to have you here. You're a final caller for today.
Yes, I want to just talk on this boy called AB. This boy, I'm just.
You don't please. Let's talk about the topic we're talking about today.
I know. I don't like somebody criticizing Obi or criticizing
Why
one
not?
person.
Just the same way he doesn't like you
criticize.
criticizing the president.
He said Obi did not do anything in Anambra.
Can we focus on the Labour Party issue and the affirmation of Nenadi Usman caretaker committee?
It seems this guy hasn't got. He's still seeing money. That's why he's supporting Tinubu. If assuming this guy is not seeing money, he will not support Tinubu.
Thank you for your
Maybe
call.
he's still seeing little money. That's why he's supporting him.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. Here's one thing I'll keep reiterating, that we are all entitled to our own opinions. It doesn't matter if you don't like what the person is saying. You cannot shut their mouths, all right? Except such a person is being insulting, abusive, or is giving us wrong information, or they're speaking outside the facts of the matter. That is when they will not be allowed to speak, because this is national radio. This is VOP platform, and we really cannot allow the platform to be used for, just what is not supposed to be used for. That's the thing. So we need to stay within the bounds of fact, within the bounds of reason, and not use insulting or abusive words. But when it comes to the opinions that people hold on candidates, in the political arena, on the economic situation of the country, on the religious situation of the country, on intolerance, on unity and all that, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, as long as you're not doing anything untoward. So please, if you're calling to say, oh, you want to speak against, or you want to respond to what somebody has said, the airtime that you're supposed to be using to advocate for your own self, you're already giving it to someone else. Well, that brings us to the end of matters for today. Well, let me take some of your messages before I go. Good afternoon, Chioma. Peter Obi knows what to do. Let's talk about the kidnapping in Kaduna. Good afternoon, Chioma Innocent. Julius Abure's status as Labour Party's national chairman is uncertain due to a Supreme Court ruling. The Apex Court set aside a Court of Appeal judgment that recognized Abure as the party's chairman, citing lack of jurisdiction over internal party matters. The court also noted that Abure's tenure had expired. However, Abure's faction claims the ruling did not remove him, while others interpret it as affirmation of his departure. What is all this? Mr. Ogumbi from Idimu. I think Obi already has the movement. He should form a party, and let's see if there won't be much defection from the ADC. Chama, good afternoon. Know how you want to support this APC that you won't sound like a drunkard. That is from Beatrice. Good afternoon, Chama Innocent. A bad product is a product. No matter how you campaign, no one can market a bad product. Mayor from Ikotuegbe. All right, it's time for me to go. I really, really need to go so that I can make way for the next program and the next conversation. But I want to thank you for being a part of Matters this afternoon. Now, Chama, we've gotten a new version of Peter Osifo. This is from Dandy Chino. Again, I'll say everyone is entitled to their own opinions, whether you like it or not. All right? Just the same way we all have one vote on election day. That's the way we all have our opinions right here on radio. My name is Chioma Innocent. You have been listening to Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I appreciate you for being a part of the program. Thank you for your calls. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate you. Matters will make a return same time, same station tomorrow. In the meantime, stay tuned, as the Funhouse Time with MC Chooks and Dr. Walkie Talkie will come up right after this show. Keep listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM.